What's up, Mike Mendoza, Fast Real Estate Services, Doza Real Estate Group, Cleveland, Ohio. I think it's October 2nd, 2023. So definitely into the fourth quarter of 2023. So 2023 has been horrendous for me from a brokerage perspective as far as number of sales, amount of sales, everything else. So, I think it's time to just continue the process, trying to get listings. If you're out in the market, what we're seeing is that buyers are actually slowing down to buy houses and seeing houses, and I'm just using my current listing as a case study where the house is priced correctly, but we've only had less than, I want to say, 10 showings over a 2-week period. So just 5 months ago, maybe even 4 months ago, there would be double or triple the amount, so 20 or 30 showings on a house like this. This is the only house in this city, so Garfield Heights, of this type and at this price point. So we know the buyers are out there. I think the buyers are in a holding pattern, just like the sellers are in a holding pattern, because I think buyers are sick of paying the inflated prices for houses, plus the inflated or now what's going to be the normal interest rate. So I think everybody's waiting to see what happens during this year's election, and then really more importantly next year's election. So we might not see any movement on the market until next year. But what do we do at this point? Well, I mean, the consistent sellers of property, or owners of property that sell, I've seen are those that really need to sell for some sort of significant life change, like a divorce, like a death, like relocation of job, or the like, or something that sellers aren't selling for the mere fact of selling. There has to be a compelling reason, and the normal sales, I'll call it, aren't happening because everybody is waiting. So I call it the great waiting period, 2023 and 2024. Maybe that's what I'll coin it. So everybody's waiting to see what happens with interest rates and the market and everything else. But if you've been in this business long enough, it will swing, just like any other cycle in any kind of market. It goes back and forth, and housing is an essential thing, especially in Cleveland. It's amazing. I've been doing a lot of driving around in really different neighborhoods that I've never been to before, and there are houses everywhere. I mean, there's just, I don't know what the greater Cleveland area population is. Let's just guess. I want to say 2 million, not the city of Cleveland proper, but city of Cleveland, and then Cuyahoga County, and then let's just say, and a little bit of the surrounding counties where people are living to be in the greater Cleveland area. Let's say it's 2 million. So it might be even more, but it's amazing to see what 2 million looks like. It's just, you wouldn't think there was, I mean, just driving down the street, there's hundreds of houses lining the street, right? And they're mostly smaller houses that 1,200 to 1,500 square foot seems like to be your bread and butter, where most people with the median income for whatever that is, 50 to 75,000, can afford, or they're renting. And then you see apartment buildings, obviously, that people are renting as well, and those are really prevalent. These all smaller 10 to 20 unit apartments, even smaller 6 unit, 4 unit. I mean, it seems like they're everywhere. So as a real estate agent, broker, I think you have to have the abundance mindset. There's there's houses out there, they're selling. You just have to be in the game in front of it. Well, how do you get into the game? Well, you just follow your process, right? You follow, I'm reaching out to my circle of influence, family, friends, just to let them know I'm in real estate so that they'll think of me when they need to make a decision or, purchase a house. Something I want to share, I had a pretty, not a close friend, but a friend that's close enough where I could scold this person for not using me as an agent, where I knew that they were looking for a house for whatever the reasons why that they're expanding their family and all of this other stuff. Well, they were looking at houses. They would call me and ask questions about certain things, and then
I just called the attorneys at Elton Mountain.
I found out later that this person put in an offer, and I'm like, and I again. And the offer was accepted, and they're going through escrow and getting it closed, but he could have had me just put in the offer so that I could get the co-broker commission, and obviously I'm helping them through the transaction and all of that stuff, but he thought that he needed to put in the offer right away, or who knows, I don't know the exact reason. Maybe they thought that they were going to get a discount on the price because they're not using a buyer's agent, but sadly to say, that agent is going to get maybe up to 6%, maybe more, instead of splitting it with somebody. So you're not getting a discount, you're still paying or not the buyer, but the seller is paying the full amount, the 6%, let's assume, of the commission, where I could have gotten half of that by just having him allow me to put in the offer. So, somebody gave me a good quote: "Closed mouths don't get fed." So, I think when you're in sales, not that you have to be aggressive and overbearing, but you really have to lead people to use you, especially if they're friends with you, and they would do it as long as there's no consequence negatively to them. So, so that's my fault. Like, I should have said, look, remember, if you're going to put an offer in, please let me put it in for you. It's not going to cost you anything more. You're not going to get a discount in the price. They're going to negotiate the price based on the seller's need to sell at a certain price, and then that seller is going to pay the commissions, whether there's two brokers involved or not, right? So if you're out there, especially real estate agents who are frustrated right now because they can't get a listing, and I understand it's tough. I mean, I've gotten half the listings that I've gotten in other years this year, and it's like, wow, like what happened? Like, am I doing something wrong, or what have you? And I mean, I'm constantly trying to figure out like what I'm doing wrong, not necessarily what I'm doing wrong, but what I can do better. Maybe I just have to increase the volume. I'm getting listings, so to get the same number of listings I got the previous year, then I just need to do more marketing, more networking, and you have to just do that on a daily basis. You can't just turn it on and think, well, I'm going to do networking one day and all of a sudden all the listings are going to come in. No, it's a constant, ever present thing that you have to be doing in order to promote your business, build your business. And I think that could be said for any business. It's always promotion. It's always letting your potential customers know what you can offer, and then when the time comes for them to actually use your services, then they think of you and actually use you. So that's that. Very on my listing, we do have an offer. It's under contract. It's at a price that the seller is agreeable to, and I'm hoping and I'm going to make every effort to close this deal, because this will be hopefully not my last deal of 2024 to close as far as a sale of a listing. But I mean, again, I am going to work my butt off to get a few more listings before the end of the year. But now because we're in the fourth quarter, we should be really thinking about our goals and plans for 2024. Fourth quarter, I'm planning on taking my brokerage license exam. So I have to take an exam course and then some other brokerage office management course, and then I should be able to sit for the exam by the end of the year so that I can get that. And then to be honest, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to obviously use it. I'm not getting it for no reason. Looking to expand my brokerage bit, the commercial real estate brokerage business, trying to get some other people to join my team to sell, buy, lease real estate. So if you're out there have an interest, especially commercial real estate, I have now an expertise over an 8-year period of doing this in commercial real estate, especially multifamily and retail properties. And then we've done a few light industrial properties, some office properties, and mixed use. So we have a good variety, and so we can show you how to build a real estate business, real estate brokerage business, on commercial or on residential. So we do both. So and I think the modern day real estate agent should do both, because the market is so volatile that you can switch back and forth. But again, if you want to niche out and focus on one area, then that's just a risk that you take. Once that if that market slows down, then you're only in one market. So you really need to diversify, or be able to diversify what you're doing year in and year out, because the market does change, and it might take a couple years before a market comes back, so you have to have something to fall back on. And then also my goal for the end of this year and 2024 is to help as many investors as possible, including myself, to continue to build their portfolio and improve their operations and make as much profit as they can from buying and holding and renting and managing real estate. So I did flip dozens of houses in the early 2000s, so I have that experience. I haven't done it in a while, but I'm sure I can get back on that horse again if I needed to. So we could help you with that stuff if needed. So reach out to us. My door is always open, and because number one, getting better at organizing and getting back to people. If we've met and we're networking, reach out. Feel free to ask me questions. If I don't respond right away, just be persistent. I don't mind, because everybody's busy, and sometimes emails get lost, text messages get lost, and things like that. So just continue to try to connect with me, and I think it'll be worth both of our time and effort for our business to grow if we're all networking and working together and helping each other out. So I'll be back with another video possibly, and we'll see what we can do in this fourth quarter of 2023.